Okay everyone, welcome back to another video. So I have had this neat little action camera delivered to me by Insta360. Here it is, I'm trying to find the box. A very small Diddy action camera, which you might have seen already floating about. There's already a couple of YouTube cycling celebrities using this camera. You will see by the sheer size of it why it tickled my fancy. Would you like to test or review our camera? And first I was like, I've already got like a fair few cameras. This is gonna be so fun to play around with. Like I'll be able to like stick it on the back of Anthony's back when we're riding along. We can have the medallion down the back, stick it on the back, stick it on the outside of his pocket, and we can get like proper action shots of me completely failing at trying to do some sprints or whatever. So we can really play around with this, and I'm kind of hoping that we will get probably more out of this than I will with a regular action camera, just because of the size. It comes with a little case, which is the charging case, has a couple of little legs, so you can. So for full transparency, Insta360 have asked me to do 2 YouTube videos, one being a product review and one being like an action type video of me riding, which I will have to wait a bit for because I need to ride with somebody to be able to do that. Some mount adapting bundle. We have a bunch of adhesives from 3M, so I'm going to stick those on, well, not quite my head, but on my helmet. I have a bunch of these shells that I can take off, so I could potentially just use one shell just for when I'm riding with it attached to my helmet. I'm looking forward to getting some new head angle shots, like a mixture of all sorts. We've got a handlebar mount. I'm gonna try and do it justice. I've been thinking, I'm sure some of you have been thinking already, the weight of this, so I'm gonna go and weigh it now. Okay, my trusty weighing scale. It comes in at 154 grams. That weighs 42 grams. It's over 100 grams lighter. So all of the hill climbs that I did, like a month or 2 ago, I could have been saving 100 grams if I was using this. I know how much you guys loved seeing the race footage from those hill climbs. There are multiple functions with this camera, but I kind of do it all with one button on the front, which is kind of like just there. I don't know if you can see that. There's like a little, there it is. There's the button there. I have the Insta360 app, so I've just switched the app on, and what you can see now is like basically me talking to you in real time. This is so strange. So there's different things up here, like you can change the angle of the lens, you can change what you're gonna film in. Yeah, so I have been told to shoot in 1440, 30 frames per second, and 16:9 ratio. So it tells me everything on the screen basically. It tells me like the battery percentage of the camera up there, and down the bottom you have, it's much like, it is very much like your favorite like social media app where you can like swipe across and do like different things like time lapse, video, photo, night shot. So I'm actually gonna shoot everything on Pro Video mode. There's a bunch of different settings, but Pro Video mode is basically like the best setting it does, or the highest setting it does. So I actually really like the engineering of this thing. What's that Pixar character? It reminds me of WALL-E. Do you remember WALL-E? So obviously if you've got any questions about this, then please let me know down in the comment section, and I will try and cover it in the next video, which will be more of an action style video that I'll try and shoot, like I said, when I get out on the bike and I've got somebody to help me do it. So like I said, if you've got any questions, I'm sure you want to know now like what does the footage actually look like. So let's fast forward to tonight when I'm doing some Zwift racing on here. I know it's going to be a little bit strange, like filming Swift racing, but bear with me, it's all we've got to play with for today. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, we better get ready for tonight's race. Oh. Oh, by the way, this is the plan for tonight. So I've got the time written down here and then the power written down this side. So yeah, I'm gonna try my very, very best to stick to it. But there's some pretty tasty numbers over on this side. Actually, only having 1 scoop of carbohydrate mix, so just 30 grams in here, because well, the time trial is only going to be like a 14-15 minute effort, so I don't need a whole lot, just to keep me ticking over in the warm up really. Forward to the next day, and I've had a bit of time to play around with this camera because I was sent this camera by Insta360 and they haven't paid me for this review. They have just asked me to give my honest thoughts about it. I thought I would give you a bit of a breakdown on pros and cons. First of all, its size. Goes without saying just how small it is. In fact, it actually encouraged me to use it more because of how small it was. I also found that it was great for producing like great quick content on the fly with minimal faff. It's because it only has like 1 button that does everything, but you can connect it to the app in like under 30 seconds. Quick fire stuff or stuff to go on Instagram or anything like that. It's perfect. There's great quality footage for the size. Although I only technically tried it in low light, you'll see in a future video I will try it out on the road. The big thing for me, because I do a lot of hill climbing and I'm quite a little bit of a geek when it comes to weight and stuff, because of the weight of it, because of how small it is, I can see me using it like an awful lot more than I would like, you know, a bigger action camera, just because of the size. You know, most of the efforts I'd probably record on this would be like short, sharp hills or like really tight, narrow descents. I was reading some reviews on this and I picked up on something that somebody else said as a pro, and I'm gonna regurgitate it now, but somebody said it's really good for like impossible shots. I saw somebody use this in a pinball machine and they actually put it down like this in like the track of the pinball and like followed the ball down, and I was like, you would not be able to do that with most other cameras. And of course it's really good for POV shots, so hence why this is going to be so good. The stability of the camera is awesome in pro mode. Not that I've been out and about in it yet, but certainly when I was kind of like holding it here, I didn't really like see any kind of like jarringness. It was very, very smooth. I actually like the fact that it's got an internal storage, around about 30 gig. And even though it's like fairly small, I quite like the fact that I'll never forget my SD card. I'm not going to say that a con for this is the size, unless of course you were to lose it by having it in your pocket or something. If those of you prefer something a little bit more beefier, then you're not going to get on with this. In line with what I said about the footage and the storage capacity, again, the capacity is quite small, and if you run out of it because you can't like film for long periods, you need to connect to the app and then download the stuff onto your phone to get it off of this. You can film more, but yeah, the same goes for the battery life. Like it won't last as long as like the standard action camera that's generally bigger, so there's room for a bigger battery and you can swap batteries. So that's something else to think about. A lot of people do not like the 1 button does everything. I'm not that bothered on it, to be honest. I know it's going to be a con for a lot of people, but 1 button does everything you can't see. You have to program what the button does. Although really, if you only wanted to use 1 setting, you could program like every single style of button press, so like a long press or a short press or a tap. you could just program it all to be one action, so you never ever mess up. And the final con for me is that it doesn't have a screen, can't see the recording, but because it is like very good at capturing like POV style with a very wide angle, like chances are you probably don't need to see that. So I don't know if that's a con or pro or whatever it is, but I'll let you decide. I'm definitely gonna get some use out of it, personally speaking. So I'm excited. Again, thank you so much Insta360 for sending this out to me. So stay tuned for the future video where I try it out on the road and I ride outside. So thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.